Welcome to the Vernon Hills Update. The update offers information about a variety of village services. You'll meet a few of your neighbors, and you'll find out about upcoming events. On today's show, we'll stop by the Vernon Hills Police Station to review some important tips to keep your family and your finances safe from scams. We'll head on over to the Vernon Hills 9-hole municipal golf course to learn about the preparations taking place for the upcoming summer season. We'll learn about this year's Lake County Pet Vaccination and Microchip Clinic that's coming up on Saturday, April 23rd at the Vernon Hills Public Works Facility. We'll touch base with our Vernon Hills Queens about this year's pageant, including a quick reminder about how you can get involved. And we'll visit with the Countryside Fire Station to check out some of the equipment that the crew has on hand to help keep our community safe. Thank you for tuning into the Vernon Hills Update.
Well, we are in the parking lot at the Vernon Hills Police Station. We're with Kim Christensen, and Kim likes to give us safety tips from time to time. And let's tell people why this has become kind of an important spot if you're buying and selling on the internet, this parking lot out here.
Well, the parking lot, the lobby, it's last year, about this time last year, we enacted Internet Transaction Safe Zone. So someone that wants to buy something on Craigslist or other means online and you're uncomfortable meeting the person someplace, you're welcome to meet them in the parking lot or in our lobby. It's open 24/7, the 740 building that is, and conduct your transaction there. You don't need to talk to a police officer. You don't even really need to check in. Our dispatchers may ask if you walk in if you need help. Then all you have to do is say, you're just here for an internet transaction, and that's pretty much it, just to give some people a little more comfort in those kind of dealings.
But like you said, you don't have to check in necessarily. You don't have to make an appointment. And you've got power in the lobby, too, if you need to check how those electronics work.
Yeah, we do. Interesting you mentioned that. There are a couple outlets in the lobby. So if people do buy an electrical device and they want to be sure it works, which is pretty reasonable if you ask me, they can easily use power in there. Okay. The only thing we can't do is if people do buy something that's serialized, we cannot get involved and run serial numbers to determine, where it's on. If it's stolen, that's beyond the scope of what we can do with the state computerized equipment for those kinds of things.
So it's purely a place to go to be safe. And as we're talking about being safe, we're kind of in that time of tax refund time, IRS calls, and there's been a lot of scams on the internet and phone calls, and things sound really legit and they sound pretty scary. But let's talk about that, how you can stay safe and know you're legitimately getting a call from the IRS or somebody like that.
The IRS email, the IRS phone scam thing has been, I think the last thing I read, the IRS said they were increased this year by 400% over years last year, the year before. It's amazing. You would think by now everybody and their cousin knows when you get a phone call from someone claiming they're from the IRS, just hang up. They're not going to ask you to pay anything. The IRS will not call you and say you owe us money. Go to Walmart or wherever and get a green card or give us your charge card number and the expiration date. They're not going to do that. So if you get any phone calls at all from someone remotely implying that they're with the IRS, you just hang up. Just hang up.
Well, it is hard because sometimes the caller ID even looks legit, like it's truly somebody calling from someplace at the IRS, and they sound smart.
Excellent point. The phone number can be easily spoofed. In fact, not too long ago, we had a resident call us because they received one of the IRS phone calls and mistakenly confirmed her cell phone number. Well, a couple minutes later, she got a number on her cell phone, a phone call on her cell phone, and it said her caller ID said that a phone call was coming from the Vernon Hills Police Department. Oh. So they did a follow-up to it. The cons did a follow-up to it, in using our phone number to try to convince her that was the police calling. So you just can't trust any of it. Hang up. Don't do anything. This year, the IRS is also noticing an increase in the email scams. If you get an email that looks like someone's trying to pass themselves off as from the IRS or from a tax company like TurboTax or one of those types of places, people that deal with taxes, The subject line might say, want to confirm your information, or e-file now, or check the status of your refund, or whatever, and it sounds kind of official, but don't open email, and by no means click on the link that's inside the email. Because if you do, it's probably going to send you to a phishing website that looks legit, that they're going to pump you for more information, and or the link is going to put malware on your computer, which is really going to ruin your day. So emails, phone calls, IRS, do nothing. If it's on your email, delete it, and then delete it out of your trash too. Get rid of it.
Get rid of it. And I know sometimes they say too, it seems legit because somebody will give you information. They've got a little bit on you already, so it looks kind of legit, and they just want you to confirm. They're piecing together information from all different sources and trying to get that last piece of the puzzle.
Absolutely. That's exactly what it is. They just want more and more and more. The more they talk to you, the more you just inadvertently might give them something. And
well, it's big business, or they wouldn't work us so hard, right?
absolutely.
Okay, so that's just a few of the internet scams. That's just a few of the calls you're going to get. But always, like, especially if you get a card, something from your credit card company or something, go around them and go back to the number on the back of your credit card, and that's how you get into the system and figure out what's going on.
That is excellent advice. Sure. You initiate the call. Don't take it for granted that because someone's calling you that it's good. You initiate it.
So you can always hang up and check on everybody afterwards. So
phone number yourself. Don't rely on a phone number in an email. Don't rely on a phone number that is given you over the phone. You find it yourself.
Good point. We should all be doing that. And I know there's been scams too that people don't get their refund. Somebody else takes their refund for them. So that's another thing people have to. If it's kind of getting to be a little bit late and you wonder where your refund is, maybe you initiate again and check what might have happened to see if somebody claimed it for you.
Yes, you contact the IRS directly. You can go online and learn how to do that.
Okay, so that's some of the stuff that comes around, the IRS season. There's always stuff. I know I get calls all the time claiming they're from the Vernon Hills Police Department, and don't I want to support them? And every time I check with you guys say, no, we don't call and ask for donations or ask you to buy light bulbs or anything like that.
No, we don't do that.
So that's not you. That's another scam. Okay, all right. And you've got, as we get into warmer weather or we get the storms coming around, I know there's people that knock on your door, say, I want to look at your roof, I want to do this, I want to do that. And I know you've been worried about people being aware of what's going on, like if you're at the front door, is somebody at your back door?
There's different types, and it's going to start with any kind of home improvements, whether it's spring cleaning, spring landscaping, or somebody pointing out damage to your house. Regardless if somebody approaches you, just be sure when you start calling somebody because you want some work done outside that was caused by the winter or caused by the storm, be sure you're dealing with reputable companies. Get credible references. Check with the Better Business Bureau. Talk to your friends. Talk to your neighbors. Talk to your family members. Who have you guys used? Were you happy with them? Now, when they start knocking on your door being pushy, that's a red flag right there. Do not necessarily jump at the chance if they say they can save you some money because they're in the neighborhood or
And I got to do it today.
They got to do it today, or they're in a hurry to push because they'll save you money if you make that decision that minute. No, those are red flags. You touched on something very important, which is a ruse burglary, which sometimes they go hand in hand with these things. If somebody knocks on your door and they tell you that they're from the gas company or the phone company, or they want to show you something in the backyard, a lot of times they want to show you something in the basement, or they need something from the basement. A lot of times those are just individuals that are working in tandem with somebody else, and once they get you away from the comfort of your front door, they get you out of sight, whether it's the backyard or the basement or the second floor, then the partner can go into the house and make himself at home to your jewelry and your money or whatnot. So do not by any means fall for that kind of stuff.
So once again, you make the contact, you make your appointments, you be proactive. Don't count on somebody else to be looking out for you.
Right. If you get a knock on your door and somebody wants to pull you outside to show you something, close the door, call 911.
That's nice to know, too. If we call 911, you'll come and help. You'll check it out for us. That's good to know. Miscellaneous stuff we've got. just some housekeeping stuff. A place that you can get a lot of information around town. Of course, you can go to the website. You can read up on some of these scams, see if that looks like something you've seen or heard from. A lot of times people are kind of embarrassed. They don't want to know they've been scammed. You guys don't mind hearing about it so you know what's happening. But there's also a way you can get information more proactively. Can we talk about Blackboard Connect?
Blackboard Connect is a great way that a resident or a business can make sure that they get contacted when something goes out. You can find it on our website, on the village's website, or on the police department website. Up at the top, click on services, and then click on Blackboard Connect. And you can sign up for the program with your phone and your email or cell phone. It's very clear. You can follow it step by step. The beautiful thing about Blackboard Connect is it's also geo-based. So let's say you live in a specific part of town where there is a gas leak or something and we need to notify in an emergency a certain area. Well, we can do that because it's geo-based. Or we can notify everybody in the community for something. For example, let's say there's a blizzard or a real bad storm and we've got to alert people about road closures and parking restrictions and other things of that nature. We can do village-wide, right? However, the important thing for everybody to remember is if you have a published phone number, a listed phone number, you are in the system with that phone number. If you do not have a landline home phone number, you're not going to be in our database. So you have to proactively go online and be sure you get into the system, and then you can edit it as well.
And a lot of people going away from landlines, I'm sure that does change that kind of the scheme of how you can get that emergency information out of there. We have to be proactive again to make sure we're signed up.
Sure, just check it out. If you're already in there, you can put in your home phone, put your email address, and see what information is in there now. If you have any questions with that, any problems, you can contact us, call our non-emergency number, and get in touch with our telecommunicators or me, and we can walk you through it.
That's good. That's good to know. Another thing we talk about, as we're spring cleaning, we get into those medicine cabinets, we get into those things, and man, it's been a long winter. We've had colds, we've had all kinds of things. We've got medication sitting around, and that seems like nothing, but it can be very, very important for the safety of your family to get rid of some of those things that you don't need anymore.
Good point. Now, for a long time, we have had available 24/7 is our drug drop box in the lobby of the 740 building. It's there all the time, and it gets a lot of use. On April 30th, we are also teaming up with the DEA, the Drug Enforcement Administration. They are having another drug take-back day, and we are also going to be involved in that. So from 10 to 2 on Saturday, April 30th, you can make it a point to bring your drugs into the station, and an employee will be there also to take them from you. If that time isn't available, you can just 24/7 use the drop box. Now, please, there are things that we don't want in the drop box. There are things that the DEA will not let us accept on Take Back Day, such as sharps, needles, things like that. And there's also other things, and a lot of that information, what's acceptable, what is not acceptable, those could all be found on our website as well.
Okay, so check online, like you said, it's there all the time, but that day on the 30th, you'll have more personnel. Now, it's not like you have to check in with that, so you don't have to explain why you have all of Grandma's medicine or something like that. It's just, you just want the drugs out of the system.
Oh, good point. Thanks for bringing that up. No, we're not asking anybody's name, anybody's address. We're not copying down license numbers. It's just help you get rid of that kind of stuff. Unwanted, unneeded, expired medication, unwanted, unneeded over-the-counter medication, things like that.
Excellent. So information is online about that, so you can figure out what you can clean out, what you can safely get rid of. It stays out of the water. It stays out of your house. It's a good thing for everybody. So that's just a few of the things going on. I know you've always got information online. You've got information on the police department Facebook page when you see something that's of particular interest. You guys are keeping that stuff updated?
We try to. Check it out. We have a lot of success with our Facebook page, and that in conjunction with the Village's Facebook page. Once again, it's a great way to stay involved for all things Village and police related.
And if you need more information, call over here. You can always call the non-emergency number, and I think as you brought it up, if you've got something that makes you uncomfortable, you guys want to know. So when is it okay to call 911?
Anytime you have a need, reporting something suspicious, a vehicle suspicious, a suspicious person, something that to you is out of place, something that's ongoing, call 911. We want people to call to report suspicious situations. 911 is fine.
Thank you. Thanks for your help. Thank you to everybody at the station for all you're doing. And everybody watch for the drug take back and educate yourself so we don't get scammed. So thanks a lot, Kim.
My pleasure. Thank you for your time.
Well, it is getting to be golf time, or closer to golf time. We've come over to the Vernon Hills Golf Course, the Muni, as we like to call it, and we're here with a new face over here with Kyle Carter. He's our new golf pro and general manager. So thanks for taking a minute. I know it's kind of a lot of activity going on here as we tape at the end of March.
There is. Thank you very much. No, the season's upon us now, so weather's getting warmer. We've got we're starting to kind of knock off the winter fluff off the fairways and off the greens, and we've already had some golfers. We opened March 8th, and so we're underway.
Well, and it looks pretty good out here. It's kind of green and nice.
It really is. I mean, Gilberto's done a fantastic job with getting the golf course prepared. We've had a little bit of rain, and the snow that melted off has really started to green the place up. We're starting to see the trees bud a little bit, so the fairways will get a little tighter here. It's come soon. So.
Well, it looks good. Well, before we get any further and talk about the golf course itself, let's talk about you. You are new to the Muni here. You're part of Kemper Sports, and I understand Kemper's been doing this a long time, managing the village's golf course.
They have. This is the oldest contract that Kemper Sports has. This was the very first contract that Kemper Sports has. So I've been with Kemper Sports now for 7 years. So it's a great family, and we're proud to be a part of the Vernon Hills Golf Course.
Now tell us where you came from before that. You've been around the area, and you're not from that far away. You're not a local born and bred guy, but you're not so far away.
No, yeah, that's right. I'm from Crystal Lake, Illinois, which is just down the road. I was most recently head golf professional at a course called Turnberry Country Club, which is up in Crystal Lake. Then previous to that, I was at Royal Melbourne Country Club, which is just down here on Long Grove. I was there for 2 years prior to that. So those are the clubs in the area that I've been at most recently.
And I understand you were also a golf pro downtown.
I was a teaching professional at a company called Golf Tech, right downtown Chicago. So I was there for about a year and a half. So I really missed the kind of the green grass side of it, and running events and that sort of thing. So decided to jump back onto this side of the business, but really enjoyed my time there and learned a lot.
Well, welcome to Vernon Hills, and if you're over here, you're going to see Kyle more often. So, and we should mention too. OB Sanders, who's been here, he retired. He's gone off to even warmer places.
He has, yes. So OB is he's down in South Carolina, doing great. OB's he's a fantastic golf professional, and I think even a better man. And I've got a lot of big shoes to fill. So, but OB's he's been a great help in the transition, and so I'm sure I'll be contacting him a few times this year to kind of help me with some issues that might come along.
Well, I think we're in good hands here, so we're excited, Kyle. So let's talk a little bit about the course, and it is the village's golf course. I mean, it's kind of an unusual thing in this day and age to have a village-run golf course like this. It's a 9-hole, but it's kind of a special course. It's really a kind of a hidden gem, and it's been well received by the whole Chicagoland.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this golf course is it has a lot of character. It's a Dick Nugent design. Dick Nugent, he's designed a numerous amount of golf courses. 2 in the area. He designed Kemper Lakes, which is just down the road, and he also designed Highland Park Country Club. So his golf courses all have a lot of character, and that's exactly what you see here. We have water that comes into play on 7 holes. You have small greens with a lot of undulation, and so it's a golf course that you have to think your way around, but it's also a course that that is playable for anybody. We have 3 sets of tees. They stretch all the way back to a little over 2,800 yards, and then we have a forward set of tees for our juniors or beginners that plays at about just under 1,500 yards. So so you can really play the golf course at whatever your capability is.
And when it is a 9-hole, and I understand like it's a 3, 4 are the par?
Yeah, it's we have 2 par 3s, and we have that would be 7 par 4s. So we're a par 34. It's yeah, we have number 7, which is one of my favorite holes out here. It's an elevated tee shot over water with some landscaping around the front of it. That's probably one of my favorite holes out here. The number 3 is also a par 3. That's a little lengthier, so but yeah, it is a par 34, which makes it a little easier for people to play.
When we talk about the 7th hole, I believe that's the little mound that we call the hill for Vernon Hills. I think that's it.
Yes. That is the hill. Yes.
That's it. Okay. and we do have some history here because this used to be a bigger golf course. It was years and years ago when one of the first housing developments came in, and it connected over with the clubhouse, which was called Tally Ho, which was quite famous over there. Now that's the Lashes.
Yes, that's right. So we this golf course in 1979 was when we developed it. This is a 9-hole facility. But yes, it used to be an 18-hole golf course and stretched further back into the community this way.
Interesting. So it is part of our history. It's a part of our fun here. It's really a hidden gem. I know it's been named one of the top courses, like municipal golf courses around too.
Yes, it is. It really is. It's like you said, it's been a big part of the community. It's always in fabulous shape. And one of the neat things that I find about this place is the people that I've met they've been playing here. I've seen it numerous times. They've been playing here for 20, 25 years. And just been around here for that long. So there's a lot of history here, and you can really see the passion from the people that come in the door that really want to see this place, continuing to thrive, and they take ownership of this place. So it's a neat thing to be a part of.
Very cool. Well, let's talk about if you have not been over here, you heard a little bit about the course, but you're a full service place here. You've got carts, you've got a pro shop, you've got lots of things you can do here.
We do. We've 28 golf carts. We have a full service golf shop where we sell merchandise, clubs, shirts, shoes, bags. We also have a fully service sort of a bar. We have a short game area, putting green. We also are doing some renovations to our driving range cage, so our warm-up area, which is going to we're going to be doing some instruction in there as well. So some video instruction starting soon. So.
Well, let's talk a little bit about that. You have lessons available, and you have tune-ups available. So even if you are a learned golfer, you can help with that. So let's talk about what kind of lessons you have available, and maybe a little bit more about that video instruction.
Yeah, absolutely. I give instruction to everyone from beginner golfer to college players. So the types of lessons that I give as far as private lessons are concerned, full swing lessons in the cage with video, also short game lessons, chipping, putting on our putting green, also playing lessons. So if you want to work on strategy or just go around and work on shot selection, I can do that as well.
Well, let's talk about when you talked about you're ready for even the youngest golfer. I understand you're getting ready, you're putting together kind of a golf academy for this summer.
Yes, junior golf, that's something I've been involved with. I mean, just as when I was an assistant, so it's one of my favorite things to do is in the summer is junior golf. It's growing the game. I've developed a program that was started at Royal Melbourne, and I continued it over to Turnberry Country Club. It's really a developmental program. So instead of the kids taking the same program year after year until they move on to high school, it's a tiered program. So the first tier is basically for 4 to 6 year olds, and it's really trying to develop an interest for the game, and we're really developing athletic movement. The learning capacity at 4 and 5 years old is not to a point where they can retain that information. So once they pass that first level, they progress into the second level, which we start talking about the basics of the game. So stance, setup, swing, iron play, woods, and then once they progress from that stage, the final stage of the advanced stage, we're starting to talk a little bit more about competitive golf, tournament golf, diet, exercise, that sort of thing, specialty shots, just getting a little bit more in depth into that way. We're bringing these kids up so they're progressing to play golf in high school instead of getting the same thing repetitive year after year.
Okay, now I know you're just in the talking phases. As we're taping at the end of March, you don't have like a form or anything to fill out, but you're going to have information on your website. That's where to watch. Or if somebody was interested, could they pop you an email and say, oh, we want to be in on this?
Absolutely. The program is slated to start the first part of July. You're going to see some information coming out here in the next few weeks, but certainly, absolutely, go to our website, VernonHillsGolf.com, or our Facebook page. We'll have that as well. Also, we'll be sending some emails out, hopefully through the village as well. But please, you can certainly email me at kcarter@kempersports.com. My email address is on our website as well, or give the golf shop a call.
Okay, so there's a lot we can do over here. You can, no matter what stage you are in golfing, even if you've never done it before, there's somebody over here to help you, and this is like kind of a nice community to learn it all.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's this is it's a great. I mean, we couldn't have a better facility for people to learn golf. I mean, growing the game is a huge initiative right now, and that's really what we want. We want to provide here is an atmosphere that if you're just starting out with golf or you've never played before, this is a great place to play it. Like I said, it's a very playable golf course. We have instruction. We have forward tees that you can play, so you're not intimidated by the golf course. And if you need any help at all, navigating around the course or questions about rules or etiquette, I'd be more than happy to help you out with that. So. Well,
and you've tried to keep it. My understanding is you've tried to keep it priced so it's you've got different times of day. You've got different packages. You've got all sorts of things, and you can even golf for as little as a green fees of $11 if you're at the right time in the right place.
Absolutely, yeah. We're priced in season. The highest price you'll pay if you're non-resident is $22. We have a lot of deals going on as well. One initiative that we're taking on this year is we're going to be on Golf Now, so offering special times, special rates at special times. So you can certainly, if you want a deal, there's a lot of deals out there. Booking through our website, we'll have some specials as well. So it's very, very reasonably priced.
Well, and you do have a lot of people. I know you've got a women's golf league that comes once a week. You've got people that just set up their regular times and they're just on the book.
We do. We have a Monday evening league. We have a ladies league in the morning on Tuesdays, which is open to the general public. We have a Friday night scramble that we have, and also we have a few little smaller other leagues, corporate leagues, but there's certainly room for more. So if there's any interest in starting up a league, it can be as little as 3 groups, or it could be as big as 20 groups. We'd certainly love to have you.
Well, and I saw too, you can go online and book your tee time. So you can call, but you can just go online and see what's available and click away.
Yes, yeah, you certainly can. You go right to our website, and our tee sheet is there. Look at what's available and book right online. It'll populate on our tee sheet, and come in and tee off.
Well, and that's the golf site. Now, we're not going to get into a whole lot of what's going on in the clubhouse, but there have been changes. So, I know that there's still, as we're looking at this at the end of March, and as people are watching in April, we'll see more things happen, and we'll come back and visit. But generally, what's happening in the clubhouse and in the restaurant?
What we have, we're doing a lot of renovations on our food and beverage side. Liz Long, who's been here for quite a long time, she's been really an integral part of this operation and this the task that we're trying to do. We've hired a new food and beverage manager. Her name's Jessie Schwartz. So Jeannie Sanders, that's actually her daughter. So she has a culinary culinary background, and so she's completely redone our menu as well as our banquet menu. We've added a few new TVs, some new high tops. So it's really trying to make this more a destination spot to come and have lunch or come and have dinner, and bring your family and friends. So.
Okay. And still available after a round of golf. Go in and have a cold one and a sandwich.
Absolutely.
Well, we'll come back and visit with everybody in the clubhouse next time around. But for now, if people are interested, if you want to find out more, it's time to start thinking about golf. We need to start thinking about something nice outside. So this is the place to go.
Absolutely. It's getting warmer day by day. Yep.
We'll get there. So thanks very much for taking the time. Stop over and see what's going on. Ask questions. Watch for that Junior Golf Academy, and we'll come back and see you soon. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Well, we are outside at Vernon Hills Police Station with, it's a beautiful day. We're with Officer Lon Pulowski, who's taken a minute to talk to us about an event that's become very well received here in Vernon Hills, and that's the where Lake County comes in and does the pet vaccination and microchipping, and I understand we're getting ready to do that again.
Yes, this is going to be the 4th year for it. It's coming up in mid-April. They are going to be coming out here for microchipping and vaccinations. It is a really good program because it's very cheap for people who really need to save some money.
Well, and you do it over at Public Works just because it's convenient. Public Works is over off Butterfield Road, so are we doing it over there again this year?
Yes, we are. It's because it's a bigger facility. People have a place to park. They're not having to walk a long distance. It's really for the comfort of the people.
Mm-hmm. And when you talk about it being inexpensive, if anybody's taken their pets to the vet lately, those are expensive visits, but you do have to have rabies vaccinations for your animals, and that's what you can get here.
That is correct. You have to get, in Lake County, you have to have rabies tags for all dogs and cats, and it is cheaper here. They have, if your dog is spayed or neutered, it's $20 for rabies, $10 for distemper, and if you get both of them together, it's only $25.
It's a great deal. And now we've talked about people come from all over. You don't have to be a Vernon Hills resident. You really don't even have to be a Lake County resident.
No, you don't. We have people from all parts of this county, and we've had people from McHenry County come before. We are open to everybody. People from McHenry County, I believe, I don't know if they have to register it again with their county, but they've got the vaccination with low cost.
Yeah, and that cost is the key. When we talk about microchipping, that's one of those things where it's just that little kernel that they'll quickly inject, so if your pet does become lost, they'll know who it is.
That is correct. It's about the size of a grain of rice. It gets injected into the fatty part of the dog's shoulders. It doesn't hurt them any more than a regular vaccination does. And it's hyperallergenic. If they happen to get lost and we find them, we have a little scanner. We scan it. We get the serial number of the microchip, and we call them.
Well, and I know that Lake County Animal Control is really excited to do this because they don't want animals to sit in the shelters and the pounds. They want them to be where they're supposed to be. So that's one of those easy things to do.
That is correct. There's too many animals in the pounds today, and it's sad to see that. All these animals need a home. They need a good home, and they need to be able to stay at their home, even if they decide to walk away one day.
Mm-hmm. And now we've got a couple things. This is for cats and dogs. There are some rules, like you said. You want to have leashes. You want to have crates and things like that.
Yes, all cats must be in crates or the carriers, and all dogs must be on a leash. If you think your dog might be a little scared about things, you should probably put a muzzle on it. Some dogs don't react that well to other dogs, and they just get scared, and when dogs get scared, they might bite, or they might cower, but you never know how your dog is maybe a great dog, but it might happen.
Well, this is like I said, this is a great thing to be doing for everybody. And in fact, if there's a little extra, that if you want to give a $5 donation, I understand you can take care of nail clipping, which is a job we don't like at our house for our animals.
Oh, me either. Yes, Lake County has found a professional groomer who will come out, and she will do nail clippings for $5 donation, and It's so much easier doing it that way than trying to do it at your house and missing or trying to fight the animal for it.
Well, this has been really well received. So I know that in the past, do you know about how many people have gone through this, just so you can get an idea if you might have to wait a little bit?
There's usually not too much of a wait. We've had about 250 to 300 every year. They go real quick. They have many different stations, so people can go in, get it done, and go right away, and it's fast and easy.
So it's veterinarians and technicians and people from Lake County Animal Control who are staffing this to do a quick job.
Absolutely, it's the veterinarian who actually gives the immunization shots, and it can be them or a veterinary tech that does the microchip.
So that's at Public Works. That's a Saturday. You don't have to make any reservations. You just show up.
No reservations. It runs from 9 to noon. A lot of people get there early if they want. It's not a requirement because they go through so quick. If you're in right at 11:55, they're not going to turn your way either.
And you don't have to show residency. Just bring your animals. Cash preferred, probably?
Cash is only what they'll take. They won't take checks. They won't take credit cards.
Not set up for that, so bring your cash and just remember this important day. More information is online if you want to know more. Bring that extra $5 for that nail clip, and it's a really important thing that you guys are doing in conjunction with Lake County. So thanks for doing that, and thank you, Lon, for standing there as my hair blew all over. Yours really looked nice today, so good job on that.
I used a little extra mousse today.
You're very good. So everybody, make sure if you've got animals, this is a wonderful thing to do. Tell your neighbors, don't let your pets go unvaccinated. Go for this clinic. It's an awesome thing. Thanks so much, Lon.
Thank you, and thank you for Lake County too for doing this.
Hello, my name is Emily Shirello, and I am Miss Vernon Hills 2015.
Good evening, my name is Valerie Berta, and I'm Junior Miss Vernon Hills 2015.
Hi, my name is Victoria Berta, Little Miss Vernon Hills 2015.
We would like to invite you all to participate in the 2016 Vernon Hills pageant. Applications are available online at the Village Hall and at the Hawthorne Mall kiosk.
The Vernon Hills pageant will be held on June 25th at the Sullivan Center. We hope to see you all there.
Applications are due May 6th, and we hope to see you all at the pageant.
We are at Countryside Fire Protection District at the fire station on Deer Path Drive here in Vernon Hills. We're with our friend Fireman Tony, and we're here to learn a little bit more about the ins and outs about what they do over here at the fire station. So thanks for taking the time, Fireman Tony.
You're welcome. My pleasure, Lynn.
And you see we're outside by a beautiful vehicle here. One of the things people talk about, we talk about fire engines and ambulances, but there's a lot of different flavors of all those pieces of equipment you got. What have we got behind us here today?
This is ladder tower 412. This ladder tower can reach up to 105 feet, depending on the location of how we place this ladder tower. And we use it on structure fires and some specialty calls.
Okay, so when you got to get up and over something, because it doesn't just go straight up, it goes out a ways.
Absolutely. It can reach, and it can also be used as a crane if we need to lift something up. It was demonstrated. It showed us it can literally lift a car.
We mean when it's extended, it could lift a car?
When it's extended so far, but yes, it has that power. But we use it actually to reach those higher locations.
Okay, so when you get ready to go, sometimes I know when we drive by, we've seen you guys training on the equipment, checking the equipment. Fortunately, it doesn't have to go out that often, but when you need it, what happens? What's the process that goes on here with the ladder tower? I know that there's a lot of people doing a lot of tasks to get this running.
Well, we're going to go out with a minimum of 3 firefighters, and this is a piece of equipment to reach the roofs of residential homes or apartment buildings, or here all the way to the roof of Amley if needed, the 5-story building, the mall. So we're going to be using it to reach those higher locations in a structure fire.
Okay, and what do those guys do? You got a driver, you got, who are the people that are going to run this piece of equipment?
Well, we prefer to have 4 people, but like I said, the 3 people includes the driver's engineer, the officer of the vehicle, and then the jump seats are in the rear. We can take 2 jump seats.
Okay, what's the process when they get parked? What happens?
They're going to prepare to take out the stabilizers, put some pads down, so if there's some soft ground, it's not going to dig in. They're going to flip open the basket where the guys will get in, and then they're going to run the controls and extend the ladder, taking the equipment they might need, the chainsaw, axes, and they will be in their full air packs as well.
Okay, so they're in their equipment, and those stabilizer bars that come out, I also see that the truck kind of lifts up a little, so it's living off those side pieces.
Yes, it's on the ground, stabilized, so that it's not going to tip.
So you've got the person in the jump seat in the back. I see they can run some controls. Do you have somebody in the basket, or are there other guys that can run it too?
Yes, we can run the ladder tower from the seat here that you see and the basket itself, so we have controls at both locations of it.
Now you mentioned for people that like to know like the community jobs around here, you mentioned engineer. I know all the countryside fire people, if I understand right, you're trained firefighters and paramedics. You're already cross-trained there, but then some people are trained even more specifically on this equipment?
That's true. Everybody will be an engineer at some point, and that means they're going to be able to pump and and drive the engines and ladder tower. We have to know how to calculate friction loss and getting water from fire hydrants through the hoses on the fire. And there is some training that's involved with that, and you have to be...
So like math?
That is correct. So boys and girls, learn your math.
Okay, another place that math is important. Okay, so we and as we're watching the video of what happens here, so you said this can go up 105 feet. How many people could go in that basket?
Well, typically, we're going to have 2. We can squeeze in 3. But if we're going for a rescue, we're going to need room. So probably 2 people at a time.
Okay. And are they tethered in up there?
Yes, they're going to have a belt on, and they're going to be connected.
And I see there's some controls on the side of the vehicle with it looks like a hose attachment and some lights and stuff. So water, you've got water in this truck too?
Just enough water, really, as we say, to wet the pump, 250 gallons. Not enough to sustain any true water supply, but we're going to establish a water supply with the fire hydrants.
So once you get that, then the hose goes up with you to the roof?
Yes, it's going to be connected to the ladder tower, and then we're going to be able to get water to the top of the ladder under the basket and apply that to where we need it.
Okay. I know that was a lot of questions, but it's very interesting to think about your equipment you have here. So that's the ladder tower. You've got some other stuff here too, though. You've got like the hovercraft for when it's icy out there, and you've got other engines that do they have more water, or what? How do those stack up here?
Yes, the 2 engines here at our 600 Deer Path location have 1,000 gallons each, and that would be for a quick attack. We're still going to want and establish a water supply from a fire hydrant, but 1,000 gallons is enough water to get us started on putting the fire out.
Okay, so those there's always water in these trucks. So when we see them, they're gassed up and the tanks are full of water.
That is correct.
Okay. That's interesting to think about, because I always think about generically, that's a fire engine. I have to start watching for some other kinds of equipment out there. So, right?
Our engines also, now this, remember, is the ladder tower. Our engines also carry the jaws of life, if you will, the hearse tools that can cut and break up a car so we can extricate any victim who's stuck.
And I know we've shown video in the past where your guys will go in and they have to be able to use sledgehammers and all kinds of stuff. So you've got all those tools.
Well, all the hand tools are also on the fire engines as well as the ladder tower.
And that's in addition to an ambulance. So you've got just dedicated ambulance coverage as well.
That's true. We have 3 ambulances. Now, we typically command 2 here at the station, depending on the personnel that are available. But 2 ambulances, the 2 fire engines, the ladder tower, the brush truck, the hovercraft, and the battalion's vehicle is an equipped vehicle with some hand tools as well.
Okay, and they have that communication where you can set up a communication on site, right?
That's true, a command post.
So that's the equipment here. Plus, you've got another station up on, is it Midlothian Road?
801 South Midlothian Road. It has a Mundelein address. Just south of Route 60, has an engine, a wildland engine, a hose tender, which carries 4,000 feet of hose, a 2,500 gallon water tender for rural fires where there are no fire hydrants, and one ambulance.
So that's the kind of equipment you're, and not only do you work together between your two stations, I understand that like if there's a big alarm that comes in, you guys are all of the different, whether it's, Lincolnshire, Riverwoods, or wherever, you guys work together with other organizations.
Absolutely. All the surrounding communities from Libertyville, Lincolnshire, Mundelein, all the way to Long Grove, we're adjacent to Wakanda, Lake Zurich, Grays Lake, and also the extended communities. We're tied into what's called MABUS, the Mutual Aid Box Alarm System. And when there's a large-scale incident, there's already set agreements that we're all going to help each other.
Well, and on top of that, Countryside Fire covers a lot of ground. I mean, you just told us the other fire stations way over in Mundelein. You do cover a lot of ground, a lot of school districts, a lot of community.
We have 24 square miles. Within the 24 square miles are the 5 different school districts that fall into Countryside Fire District, and those are the communities we protect.
Wow, that's a lot you guys are doing. It's nice to take a look at this truck today. Thank you to your crew and everybody who went to set it up. And if people want to find out more, that's where you can come and take a tour. You got tours going on that people can sign up for if they're interested?
Anytime, give me a call, go to our website, and we can get you squared away to come visit and complete a station tour.
Well, that's a look at one of the pieces of equipment you got here. You got a whole garage full of other things, but thanks for the tour. We always like to remind people you've got your website with information. You guys are here to protect. And what's the most important thing you always like to tell everybody before we leave?
When in doubt, call it out, 911. If you're asking yourself that question, should I call 911? The answer is yes.
Very good. Thanks for your time. Thanks to your crew, and have a great day.
You're welcome, Lynn. My pleasure.
Well, that wraps up this edition of the Vernon Hills Update. If you have comments or suggestions, please contact Mike Stordo at 847-918-3560 or email mikes@thehills.org. Thank you for tuning into the Vernon Hills Update.